Hi, I'm Mike Hanson from the Open Exchange Product Marketing Department. I'd like to welcome you to the Ox tutorial series. Today we're going to cover some of the features and functions within Ox App Suite and the applications therein. Hope you enjoy the series. Ox App Suite comes complete with full email facilities. Let us now see how to create and work with emails. First, go to Ox Mail by pressing Mail on the top menu bar. This now drops you into the email system and now allows you to view and create emails. There are several ways to create a mail depending on your situation. They are create a new email, reply to an email, or forward an email. So let's look at those in turn. So to create a new email from scratch, simply press the little pen on the left-hand side menu bar. This will drop you into the email editor. First thing it'll do is ask you for an email address. Here you can simply type in an email address. If the system already knows the email address, it'll start trying to fill this in. So if I want to write to say Eva, I'll type EV. Already you can see that it's bringing up a list of all people that are beginning with that. So here, just with E, it's showing 2 people. Eva, it's showing me her email address. I can click on Eva and say that's it. If I just want to confirm who Eva is, I can just click on her name and it'll bring up her halo view and I can see exactly who she is and our recent interactions. If I want to copy somebody in, I can simply click on the copy and say I want to copy Paul, and again Paul immediately appears. I can just click on Paul and that's it. BCCs are blind copies. Anyone that goes on the BCC list receives the email, but nobody else on the to or the copy list sees who they are. So it's just sent to them and these people don't see these people. If I want to add an attachment, I can simply choose a file, or I can always drag and drop the file in there. So if I want to just simply put in a picture, I can simply drag this in and it allows me just to drop it in. For recognized file types, you can have a preview, so I can just hit the preview button and it'll show me what the image is that I'm dragging in. So let's just close that. Signatures. By default, it throws in a default signature into the email. If that's not the one I want, I can always change it to a basic signature. No, I'll go back to the general one. If I don't want a signature, I can remove it completely. But let's put the general signature in. For signatures, if you want to customize your signatures and create different ones, simply go to the settings. And in settings, under mail, if I scroll down, you can create your own signatures here. In this tutorial, we're not going to cover signatures. So, underneath is the sender. If you have incorporated more than one email account into your Ox App Suite account, as I have here, I've got Google Mail and I've got my normal mail, I can then select which email account this email is sent from. So I'll click leave it as here. More options, I can set priority levels, I can attach fee cards. Again, I'm not going to cover that now. Finally is the format you send it in. By default we use HTML, which gives you rich content, but if you want to, you can send this as a text-only email. Next you fill in the subject. This is a test email. And now I can write. As you can see on here, it's saying this email has now been saved as a draft. What I've set up in my settings is that after a predefined time, it'll save these emails as a draft, so I don't lose them. Again, if I go back to settings, I can scroll into here under mail and see the auto save as draft. So I've set this to 3 minutes to automatically save my emails. So if I go back to me here, I can now continue to write my email. Hi, Eva. And I can write away. So then I just hit send and it goes. That's the simple way. If I discard, it will allow me to save this as a draft or just discard the whole thing. If I save it as a draft, that'll drop me out of there. And if I look at my list of folders, there's a draft folder, and I can go in there and there's one new draft, and there's my test email that has been saved. The other thing to note is once I've sent that, there are sent objects. So I've configured this that when I send emails, they are automatically saved in my sent objects. Let's go back to my inbox. So that's creating an email from scratch. There are other ways to do it. We can reply to an email. So here's an email that I've received from Eva, Anna, Goods, etc. with Paul and Chris on CC. I can say reply or reply all. If I reply, it'll just reply to the people on the to list. So I hit reply here, and you'll see it's just taken the people on the to list. If I reply to all, that'll take everybody that was on the to list and everybody that was on the CC list, and then I can reply to that email. The emails are then embedded into the email depending on your settings, again, in the settings section. Finally, there's a forward. You can press forward, and this actually embeds the email but puts nobody on the list and puts a prefix forward on it. This is if I want to forward it to somebody without including all the people that that sent it to me. And I can reply to that. Finally, when you're writing emails, if I start again and I start writing, this is a good email. And let's assume that while we're composing this email, something happens. We lose the connection. Something breaks. OxApp Suite automatically saves these emails as you type. So let's simulate a failure. That fails. I've lost the email system. I go, oh no, I want to come back. So I restart my email. And it comes back in and it says, when you dropped out, you were in the middle of writing an email. Do you want to restore it? I can say no, and that'll delete it. Or I can say continue, and that'll drop me back into my email. So you've lost nothing. So let's delete that and drop back to email. So that concludes our brief guide to how to create an email. Thank you very much for joining this tutorial.